What would your porn name be?
Dankus Derp Lord.
Dankus Derp Lord.
No, I'd be Kuwait Grips. Just that's the trip.
The first thing you do when you land on a deserted island is burn your boat.
If you couldn't rip a dude's guts with your bare hands, not a zombie, why would zombie think you'd be able to do it?
You're like a bird, basically.
Yeah, well, you have no idea how I can fly, man. I dare you to challenge a bird to anything.
Everyone has toilet water coming through their ceiling at one
It
point.
wasn't toilet water.
Don't give up clear shot.
All right. Well, we did the old camera turned black thing for some reason. All right, we're back once again. Clear Shots episode
100,000.
100 and yeah, something like that. What is it? 130 something?
134, 135.
Yeah,
you know,
we're up there.
137 is going to be the kicker. You want to know why? Because channel 137 was the channel for G4 when we were kids. All the cool stuff. X-Play, Attack of the Show,
was.
Cinematech, Code Monkeys.
I don't remember like a lot of the channels on like once they got digital cable and like it was all hundreds and shit. That's what I don't remember. I'm old enough to remember like 50 and like fucking like Comedy Central was like 50, Cartoon Network was 51.
Yep. True TV was
24
52.
was Nickelodeon or something.
No, 24 was ESPN.
24 and
was,
25 were ESPN.
34 was Nickelodeon.
34.
26 was Spike. 27 was CMT. 28
yeah.
MTV. 29 VH1.
VH1.
21 was FX.
71 or 2 was Disney Channel.
71. Then 137 was G4. Everybody knows that.
Yeah, everybody knows that. Except for it's different everywhere.
Yeah. Which
So
I think
that-
is fucking hilarious.
That did not apply to anybody.
My favorite thing was like as a kid, I thought that the news was just always what was going on around you. So whenever there was shit going on in the news, I always just thought it was happening like downtown. So I was terrified to ever leave the house because like you know, you have fucking school shootings and 9/11s.
That would
and
be local news.
I didn't know the difference when I was a kid. You don't have an idea of the scope of the world when you're 6.
That's fair.
Especially a post 9/11 America at 6 years old. You know?
I was just figuring out who Spider-Man was.
Yeah. We still haven't figured it out yet. I mean, we figured it out.
Like
It was Tobey Maguire, first
Yeah,
off.
Yeah.
It didn't need to ever
Toby
be
Keith. It was obviously Toby
It was
Keith.
Torbelinks.
Yeah.
And I don't understand why it was ever a question about whether or not it was in there. Because he was always the first guy picked, and everyone said, yo, let's vote for him. But he's already there, so what are you even doing? Just pay him the money, have him do the guy. I don't, you know?
I don't know what you're talking about at all right now.
I think it's really funny. So we were talking earlier. We were acting like we were doing a cold open earlier.
Yeah.
And we kind of like spent all of our cold open juice on like practicing for a cold open.
Yeah, that we didn't do.
Yeah. So now we're kind of just, we're stammering. You know, Seth's orange shirt isn't as orange as my orange, which is confusing.
Yeah, this isn't an old shirt either. It's
No,
it's
that looks like a
relatively-
newer shirt than my shirt. That's the thing. It looks brand new.
It's actually relatively new.
This is not a new shirt.
No, that one's worn and
This isn't even mine. This is Anthony Serrano's. I think I
It's a
took
good
this
question.
from
I
you
wonder
when we
which
were in high
one's
school.
Real Syracuse orange. I can't tell which one's real.
I mean, this looks closer to the real orange,
I guess.
but that is a nicer, you know, Cuse Nation. Nobody even knows what the fuck that means.
No. Well, that's
Syracuse orange. That
That's people do know what that means. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fair. Yeah.
Cuse Nation. That sounds like a fucking. That sounds like a cult. That sounds like a gang.
Yeah, and then why is there a Stanford logo underneath?
I fucking don't get it. Yeah, it's the That's the Stanford Cardinal right there.
Yeah.
You could tell because upside down it looks like an S, and right side up it looks like
looks
an
like
S.
a bird. Yeah.
That's how they figured it out over there. You know what's funny is the Stanford Cardinal. They think it is a tree. They think it's a big fucking tree. Their mascot's a tree.
Yeah, what's that all about?
What the fuck is that?
You know, an S, there's a very fine line between a 5 and an S. You know what I mean? There's a real fine line between an O and a 0.
Yeah.
But you can tell the difference.
Barely.
When
Well,
they're
is
in
like
when they're in a line of text, you can tell.
an O is like Charlotte Speedway, and then a 0 is like Talladega.
Yeah, I guess.
You know?
Yeah.
The Poconos, that's when you get into like Cyrillic alphabet.
Yeah, it gets a little different there.
Yeah. Are you still playing NASCAR Heat?
Yeah, I was gonna play it. I probably am gonna play it.
Play it during the show.
Yeah, play it during the show.
So I wanted to play it.
Well,
I ended up picking it up, and I think I have to get the race wheel setup that you have in order to really understand.
I feel like I
because-
just can't play racing games anymore without that.
Dude, $8. I'm looking at it. I'm like, what a fucking deal. $8 for a NASCAR game.
But
And this-
actually, it's like $200 and something because you gotta buy a. Because I wanted I wasn't gonna just get the wheel and like the pedals. I wanted like the shifter and all that. And,
Yeah,
like, a
yeah,
fucking
yeah,
actual, like kind of rig setup. So I have all that shit. Because like, if you don't have the manual shifter, it's weird. Like you're using the paddles, but like it's more. I like the more. I don't know. It just feels more real to have a fucking shifter.
yeah.
No one's ever using paddle shifters in their day to day.
Not in a NASCAR race.
No, I don't think they do use. They don't shift very much. That's the thing. I mean, in that game, I'm fucking in fourth like all the time. You know, you're really not shifting much in that game. So
What if you're doing Watkins Glen though?
All right, well that's different. Yeah, I have not done that yet. In Forza, you definitely have to. Like a lot of that is like you have to like run the practice laps in Forza. Like I don't know, I have to run like 12 laps in Forza just to like figure out the track, like to know what gear I got to be in for each turn.
Yeah, it's really funny that I don't do that.
It's like a lot.
I play on easy.
I turn
just
like
go
my
left,
assists off and shit. And
Left. Hit him with the left. You thinking left? I'm thinking left. And then we just go left until the race ends.
Yeah.
No practice required. I think what's fun in NASCAR games is how hard qualifying is, though. You look at it and you're like, oh, I got to get 49.622 to get first place. And then you get 49.625 and you're in 50th somehow.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, okay. Everybody's just separated by like 8
It happens
thousandths
in
of
the
a second.
fucking video.
It happens in the
I
trenches.
put it on the fucking. I literally was running as hard as I could. I'm like running the same line all these guys are,
Yeah.
and I was on normal and I was getting my ass kicked.
The game's fucking hard. No, it's legit.
I was on normal and I'm running like basically the same driving line as everybody else. And I ended up in like fucking 20 something.
I did one race. I did Daytona. I qualified 40th. And then I put it on literally max assists in easiest difficulty. And I did the race like 3 times in a row, and I could never get into that first. Like once you get to a certain point in a NASCAR race, the pack kind of separates.
Yeah.
And no matter what I did, I could never get back into the first pack.
Yeah, it's not. It's very hard. I'm gonna turn it down. I think.
Yeah.
Down 1, whatever that would be.
I wish there were
But I
games...
also want to figure out. Like I want it to be hard though.
Right. Yeah. You don't want it to just be a pushover.
Yeah, I don't want to just be in first and like lap everybody.
I'm going to try some of this.
Yeah, so this is our sponsor here. Dubby Energy. I use it every single day now.
He really does.
And I just take a scoop of that, a full scoop of it. I wouldn't just put powder in my mouth like that, but I take a full scoop of that, put it in my water bottle, take it to work, and I fill it with water. And that's 150 milligrams of caffeine. It's like a cup of coffee. And it's way cheaper because this fucking dude Starbucks and like Dunkin', like that shit is too expensive.
It really is. It was like $6 for this coffee.
Yeah, and this shit is like what, $30, $40 for a tub of it. It probably lasts you a month.
It lasts you at least longer than 1 cup of coffee.
It's 30 servings. So yeah, you get You get a whole month out of it.
You guys know what it is. We don't have to explain it to you.
Go to w.gg. Use our promo code.
It's
Clear
cool
Shots.
gamer powder.
All one word. Clear Shots. 10% off.
You can drink it. You can eat it.
You actually might be better at games if you do this.
Yeah.
In fact, your no scopes and 360 no scopes. If you couldn't do it before, you're gonna be able to do it now. w.gg. Link in description.
That was actually really tasty.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
It's like mango
Orange creamsicle. That's really good.
and it's not bad. And like I said, like they sent. This is the one I got from them, but I would get. There's other flavors that appealed more to me, but I don't mind this one. It's got a strong taste, which is good.
Yeah. Kind of.
And obviously, it's like
sizzly too. It kind of is carbonated a little bit.
It's up to you too. It's like you add more or less when you fucking do it. I think these are great. I really do. I still drink other energy drinks, which I am doing right now. But
and we've tried other types of brands of this powdered stuff.
Yeah,
and they were whatever.
Yeah,
So we'll stick with it until they tell us, maybe we don't like you that much, and we'll be like, okay, well, thanks for all the cake. Mm-hmm. We appreciate your service.
Yeah,
But as far as I'm concerned, Tobey Maguire is the only Spider-Man.
Yeah, ultimately,
and they got it right the first time.
It just is, and I think
it's fucking crazy.
Yeah, that's
I'm playing the Spider-Man game for PC right now, and I cannot handle the fact that it's some teenager. It's not Tobey Maguire.
It's Miles Morales one?
Nope, it's some tiny white kid.
Ah,
Tom Hanks.
That's tough.
Chet Holland.
Okay,
but
so I played NASCAR on the channel. I also played Destiny 2 on the channel, and I was trying to solo a dungeon, right? Never even, because I had just come back to Destiny. I had no idea what was going on. I was like, I'm just going to solo this dungeon because I've heard it's like somewhat easy. And like, I'm so bad at figuring out the mechanics. That's the hard part of that game, is like figuring out what you have to do. Because like I made my way through like a part of it. I made it to the first boss, and then I just was doing it wrong on the stream the whole time. So, and I didn't realize that until afterwards. So what I did was I left because I could not figure it out, and I got a couple other people who have done it before to, help me through it. And I was close. I was pretty close to what I needed to do, but I didn't realize I have to deposit all of the buffs to the crystal in the front because I didn't know what was going on. I thought I just had to get a certain number of that buff times whatever. So you have to deposit it all into the crystal thing, then you get a damage phase. So I've done that. I've actually done that dungeon 3 times now, and I've gotten pretty much all the rewards. I still haven't gotten the chest piece from it. But like now I can fly through that fucking dungeon because as soon as you figure it out, you're
just
all of it.
Golden.
But
now that's like the final one. That's the final one ever. Because isn't Destiny 2 done? They're done.
That dungeon is from the 30th anniversary. So that was from when Galahorn came back and like they brought back some of that shit, like the older weapons and stuff.
The 30th anniversary?
Yeah, it would be 30th something. I don't know.
30 like years of Bungie, maybe.
Yeah, it was like
I was gonna say because Destiny's only been out for like
Destiny 2's been out since 17, and then Destiny 1 came out.
It was like 2005, 2006.
Yeah,
no, it was like 2014, 2013. Came out when I was in college.
No, it would have lasted at least 3 years, right?
Yeah, it came out when I was in college.
Yeah,
so
maybe
like,
13.
Yeah,
13 sounds right. But I don't know. It was like that was like one of their big, like smaller events, I guess. And then the big one here was the big expansion was Final Shape, which was really good. I thought.
Yeah,
I played through all that.
You were saying it felt like going back, like a return to form.
It's kind of sick because like the last mission in that is you're fighting the Witness, who's like the big boss, and you get a party of 12, which really had never happened. You always had like a 6-man fire team.
Yeah,
and it's fucking like chaos. It's so cool.
That's cool as hell.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun with it. And they did a lot of work to it. Like the prismatic subclass is so cool. You can pick you can pick a specific grenade and melee from each subclass. It's like that's what I always wanted, because like there was always times where I'm like, I like the solar subclass, but like I want like my void grenade,
Yep.
or I want like the arc grenade that I can absorb to make the arc soul or whatever.
Well, it's like I always liked that the hunter class had the teleport jump,
Yeah.
right? But the warlock has the cool. I like the warlock's grenade and the warlock's fucking melee. How it
So
steals
the
health and
warlock
shit.
has the blink teleport,
Oh, that's right.
but you can use it on any of them now,
Yeah,
which
yeah,
is
yeah.
sick. You can go like balanced glide.
The hunter had double
Speed.
jump. That's what hunters had.
Yeah, hunters have double jump.
That's
I
cool.
think Titans have like a glide too, but it's not as like vertical.
See, it'd be
Or
fun to get back into Destiny, but
Kinda like a jetpack. Or something.
what would I do as a person that hasn't played Destiny 2 like at all? But I have all of the expansions except for Final Shape. Should I even bother getting back into the game, or is it like a lost cause? Do you think?
It's easier than ever right now.
You think?
They put you at 1900 power, like right off the bat, and I think the max is like 2090 or 3000 or something. I don't remember what the max cap is, but it is easier than ever, because the problem is if you haven't played the stories, like they've pulled some of that out
Mm-hmm.
because the game's just too big.
That's one of the things that bothered me. It's actually the reason I stopped playing, because they took out some of the story content while I was still trying to finish up the content.
It's there.
I think you had gotten me into Destiny 2 and we were playing through it together, and then like one weekend they were like, yeah, it's gone.
Yeah, it's they just have too much content in the game.
Yeah.
So, I mean, unless you want like a download that's like a full terabyte or some shit, it's like they just can't do it. And I don't know, maybe one day there's going to be the ability to do that.
What they should do is like Destiny 3 should just be Destiny 1 and 2.
Have all the destinations, have like all of the storylines if you want to play them.
Yeah.
Like that'd be sick.
So does it
It's
end?
just a lot.
Is there an ending to the Final Shape, or does it just? It's
Yeah.
an MMO, so
Yeah.
it just keeps going. Obviously,
So
right? Like,
you do basically like wrap the story up, yeah. But
is it satisfying
There's
for somebody
still-
that's been playing Destiny for like a decade? Did you feel complete when it ended?
yeah, but you like how they go about it is like there's a power vacuum now,
Mm.
so
Yeah.
it's gonna
Dyson.
something's going to try and take over that.
Dyson versus Shark versus Hoover.
Yeah, it was like a battle of dark versus light, and like culminating,
Yeah.
which was really cool. But there was like, it's Destiny, like it's just fucking. I like it less for the lore and the story, as I just love the fucking gameplay. It's just so much fun, and I love advancing my character and constantly like improving and shit.
Yeah, it's like a combo of like Halo and Diablo.
Yeah, and it's like any game where I'm constantly leveling, especially when you have had a character since 2012 or 2013 or whenever the first game came out. It feels like that's the same character, and you've been putting all your work into that, and it's like. It's more gratifying that you can go to your like triumph screen and see everything you've done,
Mm-hmm.
and that's cool. There's like guys that you meet online and that have been playing every day since like Destiny 1, and you fucking look at their triumphs or whatever. You're like, this guy has no life. Like, how does he do this? Like, you'd have to do all the raids. Like, I can't fucking even learning raid mechanics is like a lot. You have to watch like a fucking 25-minute video to learn how to do a raid. And then you go in and do it with a couple people and you die, and now you're the asshole because you didn't know what the fuck you were doing. They get mad at you.
And you're done, so.
Yeah, maybe. Sometimes you find the community is good there. Like there are guys that'll like Sherpa you through raids and they'll teach you how to do things, but like a lot of the hardcore players are not patient. They want to complete the raid that week and be done with it, which I understand because they've done the raid fucking 6 times already or whatever, or they do it every week. So they don't want to put up with someone who hasn't, doesn't know what they're doing.
Yeah, they like don't. Yeah, no, I know what you mean.
Like, I mean, I wouldn't either. It's like with that dungeon, I know how to do it. I've done it 3 or 4 times. if I have somebody who doesn't know what they're doing, I get pissed because I'm like, dude, no, get the fucking cannon, shoot the fucking thing, and launch us there over there. It's like, I don't know, it's just part of the.
It's 50,
sometimes you have to have patience with people on that game.
$50. Now,
yeah. Now I bought that, and then I also bought like the 30th anniversary pack plus Witch Queen, which was all on sale. They were all on sale, so I got them all for like $12 or something. It was pretty good. My biggest like boundary like that I didn't want to cross to get back into Destiny was paying all the money, and when they were all on sale, that was like, all right, I can do that. Versus paying $200 and something to buy all of them, because I want all the content. I don't want to just buy Final Shape and then not be able to like run a dungeon from Witch Queen or whatever. I mean, they do have dungeon keys that you have to buy. I don't know. It's all fucking. It's heavily monetized. But to be fair, you don't need all that content. It's like it's all optional.
But you kind of do need all the content.
It feels like you do. You do want to.
Yeah, to get all the full experience.
Yeah. I don't know.
Well, that's what we're gonna try.
So yeah, I talked about it on the episode. I wanted to update on what happened with that dungeon.
Well, I'm gonna be looking into checking out if I can get it. Cause I got Christmas last year. Well, when did Final Shape come out? That was recent, right? Relatively recently.
Yeah, like a month ago.
So when they announced Final Shape, I think it was like holiday season last year. They put Destiny 2 and all of the expansions on the Epic Game Store for like $10 or some shit, or like $20. So I think all I would need is the Final Shape, and then I would have the whole game, which would kind of be the way to get into it. I haven't even played Destiny 2, but to just jump right in right at the end.
There's like a little timeline thing that they have where you can play like a couple of quests from the old expansions to kind of walk you through. I think they give you like a cutscene and stuff like that to give you frame of reference of what happened. And then I think Witch Queen, Final Shape, and then whatever one was before that are all fully playable. There's a lot of different places you can go now. Like, there's a lot of different destinations. Like, the game is big.
Mm-hmm.
Like, honestly, if it was bigger, it'd be overwhelming. It is kind of overwhelming already, but the reality is, like, when you boot up the game, there's so many things that you can do, but you don't really have to do any of it, which is what's cool. There's a pretty clean quest screen now, and it just, you pick something you want to go for, and they call them pursuits. So you can like find a gun that you're interested in getting, pick that, and it's going to give you that quest line. It does make it somewhat easy as long as you're tracking what you're trying to get done. It's also a little easier if you have somebody who can be like, yeah, do these steps. A lot of times I have to look shit up to know what to do for certain things, but one thing I love is the app for Destiny, because you can like move items to your vault and shit like that while you're not even playing.
I like that.
And you can fucking add mods and stuff like that to your weapons.
If you go to destiny2.com/clearshots and you buy the Final Shape,
yeah, that's not real, but
it will give us
nothing.
It's
actually gonna give you, yeah, it's gonna say 404 not found is actually what's gonna happen.
It's a fun ass game. You are spot on too. Just mechanically, it just feels crisp.
Yeah, it's just so smooth, and like I love like killing a shit ton of guys at once. I'm using Graviton Lance right now, and it's buffed like big time now, but it's like a 2-shot burst, and the second one shoots like a black hole. And it will, what it does is it turns the guy that you shot into like a fucking void grenade, and it chains. It fucking just chains and like kills. So you shoot like one fucking thrall and it just goes, and you get like fucking 40 kills out of it. Because obviously there's a million thralls every time those things fucking run at you.
Yeah. See, speaking of mechanically superior games, I've recently, thanks to a really good friend of mine, have fallen back in love with the one and only Fortnite Battle Royale.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say Earthworm Jim.
No, close though. I actually was thinking about playing through some of those.
Earthworm Jim.
Yeah.
They're kind of hard.
Yeah.
Kind of hard.
Wild Woody was a good one too. Did you ever play Wild Woody?
No.
The one where you're a pencil?
No, I vaguely remember that though.
Yeah, that game is fucking nuts. But yeah, I've been playing a lot of Fortnite, playing a lot of Metal Gear Solid. It's been pretty good. Got a new job yesterday, which is fucking sick. You know, I don't really talk about my personal life on here too much, but yeah, I'm a pizza bagel boy now, so that's pretty dope.
Oh, you do pizza and bagels?
Yup, I'm doing both, baby. So
shit. Does that mean you get paid twice?
I fucking hope so.
It's two separate. I mean,
I know
entities.
I'm gonna be getting paid. I know I'm gonna be making the fucking nice money now, instead of withering away, rotting on my floor, playing fucking Doom 64.
Yeah.
Waiting for the door.
Wave Race 64.
Yeah. Waiting for Nintendo 64. But yeah, anyway, 64. So I've been playing a lot of Fortnite. It's been a lot of fun. There's something to the season right now that is weird. There's two things that are really fucking weird, actually. The one thing is in the total different realm of what you would think I would bring up with Fortnite that you're going to be so confused. So I'm going to start with that. They have Rock Band in Fortnite now.
Okay, how does that work?
I don't know. It's literally just Rock Band. It's just you go to this tab in Fortnite and you get a party together and you pick songs just like Rock Band and you play Rock Band. And you can even like yeah.
Wait, so how are you using a peripheral?
So you either do a controller, or if you have a peripheral, you could do guitar and bass.
Why would you ever use a controller?
Because I don't have peripherals. But so we were doing that, and I think that's insane.
Wait, so the Xbox peripherals work somehow?
I
thought the
if
Xbox
you have
360 ones didn't work with.
Well, I mean, I guess they would work with any system if they work for the system.
They're just USB.
Yeah, on my PC they work perfectly fine.
Yeah.
I just have a USB wire. Well, I don't have one, but you can just get a wired USB one.
If you are like want to do a PC version of like Guitar Hero,
You got to get Clone Hero.
Yeah,
it's the fucking move.
it's absolutely ridiculous.
It's disgusting.
It has everything.
Yeah.
Like full discographies of like any band.
I want to play Guitar Hero after we're done recording this.
Yeah.
Wicked bad. But anyway, so yeah, we've been playing a lot of Fortnite. It's like a Mad Max style season right now. So like you have like different vehicles, and now they also have Rocket League. Rocket League is part of Epic now.
Well,
so
yeah, they own it, yeah.
If you combine your Rocket League account with your Fortnite account, and now your skins in Rocket League will be your skins for your cars in Fortnite, which is pretty cool.
They also put out like Rocket Racing or whatever, which is just Fortnite. Why do they list it in the store? Is what I'm not understanding. It's not a
so
game.
what Epic wants is they want Fortnite to be the platform. Like
everything else is built in Fortnite.
Yeah. That's why they put it on Unreal Engine 5. They put Fortnite on Unreal Engine 5 because they're putting all the rest of their games on there, and then you'll just launch Fortnite and then launch the rest of the games through that. Sort of like what they do with fucking Call of Duty. How Call of Duty is just Call of Duty now, and you boot up Call of Duty, and then it's all the other fucking games.
Yeah. And you know what that is, though?
Annoying as shit.
Yeah.
The only thing...
It's so that they can go, like... Don't play anything else. This is the only thing on your fucking console.
The only thing about what they do with that with Fortnite is that it doesn't take up fucking 300 gigs because they know how to use their engine.
Right. But I think that's what Call of Duty is doing.
Like Call of Duty, big time. Same with
They do not compress anything. It's just unreal how
it's insane. But yeah, so you know, I'm thinking I'm hot shit at Fortnite. I'm not too bad. I'm pretty good ranked solo player. The more teammates you add to my squad, the worse I get because I don't play well with others anymore. And you know, I'm playing with my friend, and she's like, "Yeah, I'm a little rusty. I haven't played in a while." I'm like, "Okay, that's no worries." And she just casually gets like fucking 11 kills while I'm trying to figure out how to like add a scope to my gun.
I don't.
You ever
I'm
have
not-
that happen where you go to play a game with somebody and they like totally hustle you,
Yeah.
like Drake and Josh style, with fucking Megan playing pool?
Mhm.
That shit's fucking. It always sends me for a loop.
I'm not good at. I'm not big on battle royales anymore.
Which sucks because you were really into
I
PUBG.
love PUBG.
Yeah.
It's great, but like it turned into like it started to go Fortnite direction.
Team Fortress. Team Fortress did it first.
They get too cartoony with some of this stuff. Like I liked PUBG because it was very military tactical style.
It was realistic.
It was it was a little more based in realism versus
What?
fucking.
You don't think
Flying
Solid Snake
is-
riding Shenron into battle to fight Eminem, LeBron James, and Doom Guy? You think that's unrealistic?
I don't think so. Like I don't know when
I
can
have
shoot,
Eli Manning. I literally have an Eli Manning skin.
that's what. It's like I don't know.
I can be Eli Manning riding a fucking Death Star into battle.
Shooting Nicki Minaj or whatever.
Doja
It's
Cat, but yeah.
like, okay, well, probably both of them are.
Yeah. It's a fun game, dude. And like I can tell that you just haven't played it because just like Destiny, it just feels good to play. It just mechanically, there aren't many other third-person shooters that I've played that feel as good to play as Fortnite does. And that's on God. On gang, dude. Found him. That's what I'm talking about.
I'll just play Helldivers, I guess.
Helldivers is good, you know? If you're into games where you shoot stupid bugs and fucking stupid robots and fucking stupid...
bunch of dumb idiots. if you
Yeah, a
shoot
bunch of
dumb
dumbass fucking communists and bugs.
idiots. Yeah.
When are they bringing the blue dudes in?
I
I'm
don't
waiting
know.
for the Blue Man Group.
Yeah, they're waiting for a little while. It probably won't be until next year,
Unreal.
I would imagine.
Speaking of next year, what are you thinking about? Let's say the Green Bay Packers are coming up soon.
They're coming up. They're a coming up squad.
Yeah, what do you think's going on with them?
I think they're on the up. I think their receivers are really good.
Mhm.
I think they're underrated,
Mm.
but it's yet to be seen who the number one guy is over there. I think Romeo Dobbs is going to be the number one guy.
Yeah. What about Donald Driver?
Donald Driver has been retired for, I don't know, maybe like 7 years or so. More than that, maybe.
What about Jameer Nelson?
Don't know who Jameer Nelson is.
Oh.
Uh,
Greg Jennings.
Greg Jennings. Yeah, he broke his leg, dude. That's crazy. It's like there's a
Darren Sharper.
there's a video of him.
safety in the league.
He fucking was like, they asked him about the video, and he's like, "Yeah, I've seen it. It's fucking great."
It's real. Greg Jennings. Put the team on my fucking back like that, dog.
One of the most hardest hitting safeties in the league.
That's the best one when he does the beast mode. Darren Sharper, hold my dick. Hey,
Who was
get
that
off me,
guy?
child's play.
Does anybody know who that guy is?
Darren Sharper, hold my dick.
He like disappeared.
They had him.
I wish I was a
on,
guy who just like made a cool YouTube video once. You know
one
what I mean?
of the most iconic. I mean, well, the thing is, too, though, it's like The Godfather 1 and 2. You have to watch those back to back. You have to do the Greg Jennings video and then the Marshawn Lynch video
Yeah,
right
it's
after.
Playlist. It should just be a playlist.
It should be just together. Fuck you, Gumby. Well, it's like that Dark Souls video. The one where he's got the giant armor and the mask and the sword, and he's doing this the whole time with his arms. and he's just playing dubstep and killing people. That's
Oh,
another.
yeah.
It's one of those videos that's like that YouTube channel. They make one fucking really cool video, and then that's it.
Yeah, and it goes like viral basically.
What about like?
I think we're past that era. You know what I mean? You don't see a lot of those YouTube guys like doing one-hit wonders anymore.
It's like the most. It's one of my favorites, dude.
It's well composed. I just feel like we're past the era of Tourette's guy was a big thing.
Tourette's guy was fuck so.
That's what happens when Alex Trebek has a picture of a giraffe in his ass during an earthquake. What do you mean a bird?
Unreal, man.
Oh, dude, it's iconic though with like the fucking
The fucking
like the neck brace
Yeah.
and like the fucking what is it, like Frosted Flakes shirt. It's so good. How do you come up with that character? It's so fucking godly.
the neck brace is what makes it. Though.
It really is.
It's and what is his I'm thinking of it's AVGN is the Rolling Rock guy. What's Tourette's guy's house always full of? Is it just random trash? I can't remember.
Yeah, there's like a lot of trash. There's like a video where he's got like a bunch of like Bud Light or something behind him. It's which he probably shouldn't be drinking.
No, if anybody should be drinking, it should be your friend that has like debilitating, Tourette's.
Yeah, I don't know. It was like back then. I don't know if that people really thought people thought that was real. Like they thought it was like a
I
real
bet there's
guy.
still people that think it's real.
Yeah.
Come on,
But
guaranteed.
I don't think they like could grasp that like YouTube could just have people being characters.
There's people that think Joe Biden is fine. Those people are the same people that think Tourette's guy is real. That
Yeah,
Venn
that's
diagram
true.
is a fucking circle.
Yeah, we watched the debate last time when we did that episode.
Dude.
Actually. It was fucking hilarious.
Dude.
It's really kind of scary that like they're letting like they're still like pushing him out there to do this. Dude, they have to like hold his hand to get him off stage and shit. And then his wife is going like, wow, good job, Joe. You answered all the questions. You
Yeah.
answered every question. It's like,
Dude,
that's not an achievement.
It's fucking scary and sad because it literally
That is not an achievement, my man. You answered every question.
my
fucking
grandfather
hope so.
my grandfather had dementia, and it's literally like watching my grandfather up on stage.
Dude, he like gets scared at like random times. He just is like completely out of it, man. Dude, like I watched like some of the like analysis afterwards, and like Democrats were even going like some of the Democratic like talk shows, the talking heads and shit, like CNN, they were like, this is a real problem.
Yeah.
It's like when your party
When you're dudes.
the people that are like straight up like in your cult are
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
going, this is not good. That's where shit's going wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a fucked up political party, dude.
Yeah, it's like
they're
when
both
it was like
fucked
when
up, but
when
Jesus
Ray
Christ.
Rice hit his girlfriend, and everybody was like, "Don't worry, it's not that bad." And then the video came out, and they're like,
Yeah.
Hands up.
Reserve judgment for a minute.
Yeah. Wait till the video comes out.
And then he starts throwing uppercuts in the fucking
I would rather see a video of Jill Biden knocking out Joe Biden in an elevator than see him attempt to come up with a fucking complete sentence ever again. It's and I don't even it's honestly insane because I can't even remember anything that Trump did or said because of just how appalled I was
Do you
at Joe
think
Biden
it's like
being
partially
on stage.
like him losing his mind and also like the art of the debate is to not answer the question, like roundabout, like go around it and say a bunch of things that aren't related? Do you think it's like those things combined, like him trying to just go around a question, but also like losing track of it and completely fluttering off?
Yeah, I mean,
because Trump
it's
didn't
literally
really
it's
answer
like
any questions either.
Joe
like,
Biden. It's literally like they were like, "Hey, the president is sick. We need a sub," and they're like, "All right, get Mr. Canale out here."
yeah.
Like.
It's honestly just like cluelessness. It's very fucking
G-Ma,
scary.
I wanna go home.
You tell me that like the guy who's in charge of the free world is supposed to be like that. That's the guy?
Who's the deputy commissioner of the CIA?
I don't know.
That's who's running the world.
Yeah.
The alphabet agencies.
Yeah, anything with like letters, 3 letters.
The CIA,
Amazon,
the FBI, the
Amazon,
LGB, the KGB, AMC, MTV, CTV,
yeah,
VH1, CBS,
Yeah.
ABC, TNT, TBS, HBO,
NFL,
PBS, NBA,
NHL,
MLS,
MLB,
yeah, all of them.
UFC,
PFL,
WWE,
Bellator,
AEW,
WWF,
WCW,
WWE,
TNA.
WWW,
Yep.
all of those things.
They're all in charge of it. That's the bottom line is we need to have we need to fucking change the name of this podcast and get 3 letters.
Yeah.
Well, we do actually. CSP, I guess you could say.
Yeah, but then people will think we're related to. They'll be like, "Who's Corgus Saint Pierre?"
No,
They'll be like, "Who's
I don't
Corgus?
think they're gonna draw that connection.
Corgus Saint Pierre?"
But if we did CSP, we'd probably get like a call from them and say like, "Hey, you guys want to be part of like ruling the world and stuff?"
Yeah,
And then we go like,
we'll be like, "Well, first off, we got to make sure everybody gets free chips.
Nah, we just
Universal
sell out. No, we
universal
just sell
basic
out.
chips.
Just
We
sell
gotta
out.
give them the chips."
Immediately, we just sell out. Doesn't matter. Because really, we just want a mansion with a gate that opens up with a door code. You know what I'm saying?
We got to have our own Starbucks inside the mansion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, whites only.
A whites only
with-
Starbucks.
Oh, God.
It's got to be a gate with JJSS on the gate.
Yeah, that's what it needs to have.
It's the first gate opens up that says JJ, and then literally 1 foot behind it is another gate that says
Another
S.
gate. Yeah. And there's like a fucking. And
We
then
have guards in between the 2 gates.
Yep. Yeah, separate security teams. And then a moat with a drawbridge
A metal detector
and a metal detector.
that Brian
probably
gets to
like
be
a
in charge
couple of
with
those.
with a
Yeah.
gun.
Whoever has the gun is in charge of it.
Yeah.
But it's really sticking to that coaster. These new coasters.
Yeah. Check it out.
Don't show them the cork back. That doesn't make. These
You
aren't
can,
even
you
new.
can draw any design on the coaster that
Oh,
you
they're
want.
They're new to here.
But we went ahead and we drew our logo on there.
Oh, we didn't draw that.
We did it with Sharpie.
They're on the store. On the,
Yeah.
the store. We didn't draw them.
You guys helped us do that.
You can go buy those.
Um
You guys could literally have the same ones that we have. Isn't
yeah,
that crazy?
they'll stick to your cup, they'll fall on the ground.
Yeah, but that's a Dunkin', like that's a that's a symptom of the sweating that Dunkin' does. You know what I'm saying? Like the Dunkin' cups. They sweat a lot,
They kind of do.
and then they have like, the base of them is very grabby. It's very suctiony. It happens to it happens to any coaster, all right? It's a coaster symptom. These are high quality coasters. So go buy them.
But yeah, we have a metal detector that Brian gets to be in charge
Metal
of.
detector, drawbridge, moat, piranhas, Probably like a shark or two.
I think we would need Big Ounce. We would need to get Big Ounce back from the
yeah.
dead and have him here. I have been obsessed for the past like 7 to 9 hours today. I found this really cool YouTube channel called the Urban Wildlife Rescue Reserve in Central Texas or some shit. I don't know. But this guy had a cool prairie dog named Big Ounce, and he passed away. But so we'll get Big Ounce there.
Yeah.
He'll be manning the Winchester rifles.
He passed away. So we'll get him there.
Yeah, we'll get him back. Prairie dogs can be resurrected. They're
You
like
can
jellyfish.
revive them, yeah. It's just like Pokemon.
Yep. Put them in a microwave. Go.
I've been playing Poke MMO a lot.
Yeah. Pal World.
No, didn't play that. Didn't really get into that.
Really? I feel like Pal World was like a game made for you.
I just didn't.
You couldn't fuck the Pokemon though, so
No.
that's like pretty much the whole.
That's really the main.
That's
reason
really
I'm
the
playing
main
it.
draw. Is
Yeah.
like I want to have like house party, but with Pokemon.
Yeah. So anyway,
You've been playing Pokemon Momo.
yeah, I never played like I never played Diamond and Pearl,
Until
so I'm
today.
running that region. But then I also went. What's the first game with Sinnoh? Is that Diamond? Sinnoh region. I don't remember. It goes Kanto, Johto, Hoenn,
Sinnoh,
then Sinnoh,
Unova,
and then the
Alola,
Alolan region. And then
the Kinks.
Is there another one now?
Kanto
Did they add another region, or did they just fucking
2. Can 3.
Probably, yeah.
They should
That
just
too.
do another silver. I don't understand.
Well, I just got done playing Heart Gold, like the Heart Gold region, and the fucking what's her name? Claire is a bitch in that game. In Blackthorn, in that gym, dude, she was a nightmare. It took me a minute to get.
Is she
a
the
team
one
for
with the
that.
mill tank? That's Sydney.
No, that wasn't a problem for me. It was Claire because she has the Kingdra that is just ridiculous. I lucked out so bad. I have a Glalie and I put Ice Beam on him and I just froze it and it stayed frozen for the entire fucking battle. It just didn't break the. I don't even know if freezing can be like. How does that work?
Because
that's a-
hit with a fire attack.
It's a side effect, like that's a status effect that doesn't really get seen a lot because ice types are kind of rare. But Glalie just destroyed that fucking Kingdra, dude. That changed the game. And I had Ampharos and Gyarados. Those two were clutch in that battle.
I think it's Ampharos.
Well, it's all the same guy.
Garchomp is my guy. Can you get Garchomp in Pokemon Momo?
Yeah, you can get everything pretty much up to the anything that's all the way.
Do I have to
through.
like actually catch them, or can I just like Game Shark them in?
No, you can't do that.
No,
It's all like an actual.
it's like an actual
I mean,
game.
I could probably just breed one for you, actually, and just trade it to you. Because what I'll do is take the Ditto. I'll take a random Ditto and throw it in the daycare thing.
With a
Throw
Garchomp.
whatever in there. Yeah.
A
and then
Gibble.
I'll just trade you the fucking one that hatches.
That's my guy, Garchomp, because he's a shark. He's like half shark, half Velociraptor.
Yeah.
He's fucking sick.
I like Trubbish because he's just a trash bag.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Like Muck,
Garbodor.
Growlithe, Grimer.
Klefki is fun.
Klefki's just a set of keys, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that's a cool one.
Dunsparce. I like
There's
Dunsparce.
another one that's just like a regular item, and it was like,
Bidoof.
yeah, he's cool. I like him.
Porygon.
I was a big fan of Porygon because like it was kind of a weird. It was like it didn't feel like all the other ones. They just made it. It was a weird design in the original 151. You know, like
Yeah.
it didn't really look like anything else. It was designed very strange, and I never understood the type that it was. It was just normal.
Normal psychic, right?
I don't even know if it's psychic. It has psychic moves, but I don't know if the the actual Pokemon was psychic.
Mm.
It's like Kingdra was. You would think it's water,
It's dragon, isn't it?
but it's like only dragon. It's not water type. Like Gyarados isn't even water, I don't think. Like it gets water moves, but if you hit it with a grass attack, it doesn't do super effective damage, I don't think. Which didn't make any sense to me because Magikarp is a fish and Gyarados lives in the water. So that was odd to me. Or at least it wasn't doing super effective damage. There could have been something going on with that, but
Gyarados is a dragon type.
It's dragon.
Dragon
something.
flying.
Maybe it is flying.
Can Gyarados fly? It can fly in the fucking movie. Remember?
Yeah.
It goes like this.
I don't think it can use fly.
That's fucking stupid.
Yeah, I don't know. It
Why
all
is
gets weird.
Gyarados
like the type
is
things,
like
I can
the-
never remember the type advantages. I remember the basic shit like thunder, like electric, fire, grass, water. Like I know like rock and stuff like that. But once it gets into like fairy and dragon and all that shit, dark, like I kind of lose track of what's good against what. Psychic is good against psychic. Fighting always confused me for some reason. Like fighting and flying. One of those is good against the other for some reason. I never really understood their logic. Because like it makes sense that the grass, water, fire thing makes sense.
Bug.
Yeah, then you start adding in crawling. Bug is like a fucking just crawling as a type. It doesn't make any sense. It gets fucking weird. Just normal. Normal
I
is a type.
I didn't even think of it like that. Yeah, bug literally is just like if you crawl around, you're a bug type.
Yeah, it doesn't really. And then that has an advantage against something for some reason.
But it has like bug has disadvantage against a lot of things though.
Yeah.
Bug types are
Flying
fucking bad.
specifically is good against.
It's
that.
wicked funny that like what is it? Isn't that like
It should have a lot of disadvantages though. It's a fucking bug, dude.
yeah. Isn't that like how most Pokemon games go? Is you encounter like the bug catchers right in the beginning, or bug chasers, or whatever?
Yeah, because you're for some reason in the Pokemon universe, just like it doesn't make sense. Because every time I start a new game, I'm like, what? So these kids have just been living in this small town and not gone into tall grass for their whole lives till they're like 10 or whatever. For 10 years.
The culling fields. That's why there's only 3 houses in every neighborhood.
Yeah, yeah. It just is so weird. There's like a laboratory and then 2 houses or whatever in this small village or whatever.
They don't even have any like cool freaky shit going on in Pokemon. I want like a rated M, like a Cyberpunk 2077 style, gritty Pokemon game.
Yeah, I want like a lot of blood.
I just want something.
And, like I want shit. Like I want dismemberment. You know
I
what mean?
want like a kids universe to get the Shadow the Hedgehog treatment. I want Shadow the Hedgehog to be, you know, let's get Pokemon shadowed. Let's get Digimon shadowed. Yu Yu Hawk, no, Bob the Builder shadowed.
Yeah,
all that. SpongeBob.
I just think I never thought about the context of Pokemon, like the world of Pokemon that way.
It's fun. It's really well. One of my favorite theories about
you would think that like all that fucking these wild Pokemon that are huge would be like destroying shit and fucking attacking people all the time.
No,
but they only do it if you're in tall grass. If you're in short grass, if it got mowed recently, you're fine. There's nothing there now.
I like the idea of like. Pokemon, yeah. Now that you're mentioning it, Pokemon must outnumber humans by like a lot.
Yeah, they absolutely do.
And there's more Pokemon than trainers.
If you're just a regular guy, you have to be spending most of your paychecks on repels. Like, I mean,
and you gotta hope they have them in stock.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine your repel runs out when you're like halfway home.
Yeah, and you got a lot of tall grass to get through. You still have to go like this, sift through.
That would be that'd be a fun as hell horror game.
Well, at a certain point, you would just have like a Pidgeotto that can fly, and you just fly everywhere.
Yeah, they never show you the context of the Pokemon world outside of the scope of a trainer.
Yeah, well, that's because it's just too convoluted to actually happen.
Well, it's like how Lieutenant Surge fought in the war with his Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
Like in the lore,
Well,
there was a war before Pokemon Red took place that, like,
yeah,
they use Pokemon as their fucking
I never even
weapons.
thought about that because he is
Literally a lieutenant with
Yeah.
dog tags, and he's from America too. So like, America exists in the context of Pokemon as
yeah,
well.
it does. Well, you would think like all the caves and shit would be collapsing with all the Geodudes and fucking golems and shit that are in there.
What would be the most dangerous, like, if there was, besides, like, legendary ones, like, if we just went with the 151, what would be the most dangerous one to
Dragonite is huge in the anime.
Is he really?
Yeah, remember
Like,
the
he's
lighthouse
he's, like, really
episode?
popular, or, like, he's, like, big, like...
Remember the lighthouse episode where
Yeah.
he's like a giant shadow and it
Yeah.
fucking walks out.
So would that be
But
it?
wouldn't yeah, I wonder how they evolve because in the show they have like high level Pokemon that are not evolved yet.
Right.
But it doesn't evolve like at a certain level automatically. But you can tell them not to.
Yeah, you just go,
But
no.
in the wild, they have to evolve somehow. Right? Like, because you don't just have, like, the Pidgeotto doesn't come before the Pidgey. They're not born Pidgeottos or Pidgeots or whatever.
Right.
They're born Pidgeys and something goes on. Like, they must be killing each other or fucking fighting something to level up.
You know what my favorite is that if it wasn't for the main character in all the Pokemon games, all of the professors would still be like little animals. Like, you know how Bill, like, he like transfers himself to the Pokemon and you have to switch him back over. Like,
he was like Kabuto or something.
yeah, like the fly style. I like the idea of just all the fucking all the like the PC guys just being Cronenberged.
Yeah.
But no, I don't think it'd be. Well, Dragonite is kind of like
There's
a
just too
legendary
many
though.
flaws.
Wait, no, but Dragonite's sort of a legendary.
Kind of,
though.
but you can catch Dratini pretty easy, like late game.
Yeah, but he's in that like pseudo legendary bracket, like a Gyarados or a Garchomp. Like they're not like game breaking legendary,
Yeah,
but they're like in
Salamence.
they're like uber tier.
Yeah.
I think. Well, the other thing too is you can't go by the fucking Pokédex entries because those are all wrong. You know what I mean? Like fucking.
Well,
Magcargo isn't hotter than the temperature of the sun.
Right. That's fair. Well, they might be. You know what I mean?
We don't know. I've never seen one. I've never seen the sun.
What's the one that like scares little kids and shit?
Haunter.
Is it the one?
Or Hypno.
It's the one with the skull, dust skull.
Oh yeah.
It like steals kids' souls or some weird shit.
Well, then there's Hypno that hypnotizes kids and eats them while they sleep.
Jesus Christ!
Yeah.
Don't go in the tall grass.
Yeah.
dude.
Don't go to fucking Lavender Town.
Yeah. You would think they would just make paths that like mow the grass so that you have like a path to the next town instead of having to go through tall grass.
I think the
make a path.
only people, it's like Death Stranding. The only people that are allowed to leave are the ones that can survive.
There's always a guy in your town that like goes, "What are you doing? Don't go in the tall grass without a Pokemon." And he's always standing there guarding the fucking. And then you have to talk. And then for some reason, the professor just goes, "I have a couple of Pokemon. Do you want some?" He just goes, "Here, I'll hand
We
you."
should play Pokemon. That'd be fun.
I've been doing that. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Well, besides the MMO, I don't want to get into all that. Like, that's cool. We've talked about it before.
I like it because I can just play it. It's on mobile. It's on PC. It's on like everything. It's all cross.
Is it on TI 84? TI?
I
83?
think so. You could probably sideload it. Yeah.
They should put the Transformers in Pokemon. That would be cool to
Yeah.
get Shadow the Hedgehog Transformers.
Yeah, I don't think so.
So going back to PokeMMO and going back to I like dissecting Pokemon right now because I haven't thought about it in a long time. It's really fucking bizarre.
Yeah, but just doesn't make any sense.
It's really fucking bizarre. Like Zapdos and Articuno and Moltres and Lugia and Ho-Oh or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
are they birds or are they gods or are they big or are they small? I don't understand.
And what is their lifespan?
It's weird.
Thousands and thousands of years, I guess.
In the context of the games, and like you play the games and then you watch the anime, and it's like, wait a minute. In the games, it says like Charizard's like 4'8", but in the anime, he's like gigantic.
Yeah. Well, not even that, but like also just the catching mechanic doesn't make any sense. Like you catch it, but the ball itself knows who threw it, and now that is their Pokemon, which also doesn't make any sense because the professor gives you a Pokemon at the beginning of the game, which he probably caught himself. I don't know how that happens.
I'm confused
because those starters you don't get in the
I was just gonna say, in Pokemon Yellow you can, but in Pokemon Red and Blue you can't catch the starters.
In Yellow you can, yeah. You can start with Pikachu in Yellow.
You can start with Pikachu.
Oh, it only starts you with that? I never played Yellow. I played Red and Blue.
Yellow kind of sucks. I mean, it's cool. They replaced the story of Red with just the story of the first season of the anime. You actually play through the anime. Like, it changes all the sprites to be the same sprites as the anime, and changes all the generic characters to the characters in the show. It's actually really cool.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that.
I like it a lot. But the thing that sucks is that there's a lot of Pokemon that are missing. You know how they all have exclusives? Yellow has
trade. It can trade between.
It could trade between Red and Blue still, yeah. But it's got the weirdest exclusives. It's like none of the Pokemon that you would find, or none.
They still do that? Is that between the two things?
Yeah, there's no way they don't. That's how they double dip.
I didn't know if it was only the legendaries or if it's like they have certain.
It's
regional...
like probably the biggest bullshit move that they do with that series is the fact that you have to buy both games if you want.
Pay like $120.
Yeah, which that's a lot coming from somebody that spends money to play as Raiden in Fortnite. But
also like the people who are trying to catch everything are like dedicated.
That's the thing too. That's what I was gonna say. Was like the guys that are buying both Pokemon games every year are the guys that are only playing Pokemon. Yeah. Which I used to do. I didn't used to buy both games every year, but I used to just play Pokemon all the time on 3DS. Pokemon X was fucking sick.
It stresses me out sometimes because like like you know where you want to go. You have a path. Like it's just like Final Fantasy. It stresses me out in that like I have an objective. I know where I'm going, but like you're constantly getting hit with battles, and it is irritating because you know you can just one shot these things. So like that is like frustrating to me. That's why I have so many repels, so many. I constantly am using those. Unless I'm trying to train something up to like level it.
It is funny. That is one of the things that keeps me from like replaying certain Final Fantasy games. Like I want to replay 10 all the time. 10 is like one of my favorite games. But I get so annoyed with the fucking random encounters. At least with Pokemon, well, the annoying thing with Pokemon is
especially when you get stuck in a spot where you have to fight trainers. And you're like 8 levels higher than all the trainers in that area. So you're just like, oh, I'm just gonna like just mash A for the next 40 minutes until I'm out of here.
Yeah.
That shit does get annoying.
I get frustrated with like gym leaders that use like max revives and shit.
Did they put a hard mode in Pokemon yet? That's what they need.
Yeah, it's the Nuzlocke runs.
Yeah. Nuzlocke is fun.
I've never done that. I'm not gonna do that either.
Vileplume is a good Pokemon.
Yeah, that's a fun.
That was one of my favorites in 151.
In the original 151, so like if I had to choose a favorite one, I think it would just be Charizard, really, because Charizard's just badass. But like the shiny Charizard, the black one's so sick. But other than that, I would say if you don't count Mew and Mewtwo, it's probably Dragonite.
I think Dragonite is up there too.
Yeah,
he's cool
because like it's like Tyranitar in the next gen.
Yeah. Onyx. I always thought Onyx was cool.
Yeah.
Which Steelix is cool as fuck too.
Steelix is. Yeah, that's the thing is when Steel became a type, that got confusing too. I'm like, what is good against fucking, or what is Steel good against?
Scyther.
Scyther is one of my. Sizor.
Yeah. Togepi.
I did like that they added evolutions to the already existing gen, which is kind of cool.
I like that they did both prequels and sequels. Like they added a Pichu, you know, so now Pikachu is 3 tiers.
They did do that.
You know?
They did Meryl, which was
Azumarill.
Yeah. Yeah, because, well, no, wait. Which one? There was one that had a fucking...
Oh, there's one before Meryl.
Yeah, I think there is one before Meryl.
Because it's like an even smaller ball with a bigger ball attached to it.
Yeah. Shit, I can't remember the name of that. Shit. They did do a bunch of those, which was fucking weird, first of all. It was weird that they put that in. I don't even know if that would have been 3rd gen, I think. Right?
2nd or 3rd, yeah. Meryl was in 2nd gen, because that's what people thought was Pika Blue. Remember that? Remember the whole Pika Blue thing? They were like, you can get a blue Pikachu.
Yeah.
But really, it was just they leaked Meryl ahead of time or some stupid shit.
They do have like somewhat of a. They give you Light Ball, which is an item. They give you that, which is weird because like you can only use it as Pikachu. Raichu can't use it. So like there's like a weird they encourage you
There's a really
to
weird bias towards Pikachu.
Yeah.
Pikachu's
It kind of is a main character.
gonna tell you right now though. Pikachu is a fucking dumb Pokemon. It's a fucking stupid little yellow mouse that just goes and fucking electrocutes people. I would destroy a Pikachu in single combat, and so would my Dragonite. So would any fucking Gyarados. Fuck it. Ash's Pikachu is different. I'll fucking shoot him in the mouth and feel nothing.
My favorite one is the fat Pikachu from the Pokemon cards.
Yeah. Or like the original fat Pikachu sprite from like Pokemon Red.
Mm-hmm.
The OG sprites are so funny looking.
Yeah,
like the OG Gyarados.
Yeah.
He just looks like a fucking bunch of rabbit food.
Yeah, they were working with what they had, you know. They had to make him girthier sometimes.
Yeah.
I wish they would make fat versions of like everything.
That'd be fun.
That's what they should do. Because they already have male and female, and some things you can tell the difference.
Oh.
Like the tail of the
going
Pikachu.
back, Gen 151, original 151, I lied. My favorite guy ever is Nidoking, bro. Nidoking is the shit.
Yeah.
That's a guy
another
that
one
will carry you the whole game. He will destroy any game with you.
Yeah, he does have kind of...
Because he's normal poison, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And then Rhydon, bro.
Yeah,
Rhydon is
Rhydon's
sick.
really
They
good.
put Rhyperior in the game after him.
But Nidoran
Yeah.
and Nidorina had different forms, which is cool.
Male
like,
and
they're
female.
the same. They're kind of the same species, but they branched off,
Yeah.
which they didn't really do to a lot of the. They didn't do that to. There's got to be another one.
That's like has differences between the males and females. Plusle and Mimble, maybe.
I don't know if they're male and female.
What about EVs? Aren't the different EVs dependent on male and female? Probably. They probably do stupid shit with the EVs.
it's all
They're like little foxes.
Well,
It's all
originally
depending
it was
on the
all based
stones.
on the stones, yeah. But then
Thunderstone.
then it was like if they evolve at night or something with a
Yeah.
certain amount of
Friendship.
yeah.
You can get Espeon.
Mm-hmm. And Umbreon.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's like
Dunsparce.
yeah, what's the other Sylveon and Glaceon?
Yeah.
The other ones.
And then you can get Jirachi. Remember when the Jirachi movie came out and everyone was like, I gotta get Jirachi for Pokemon.
Yeah, it's the same thing with like Darkrai and all those fucking,
Darkrai, dude. That's so funny.
when the movie comes out.
What was the oh my god, fucking Darkrai, dude. Because that was like the Raikou thing, right? He was like a Bizarro Raikou or some shit like that.
I have no idea.
What the
it
fuck was Darkrai?
It was like a weird ghost flying thing.
What the fuck? What about
Um,
Entei? Entei was cool. I always thought it was weird that in the anime he was like in love with that little girl. And he
Yeah,
talked
Entei
without
is
moving his mouth. That confused the shit out of me.
Yeah.
That made me so confused. I was like, why is this really tall dog talking
Yeah.
and he's like trying to kill everybody for trying to... It's like King Kong, except like with a child.
Entei and Suicune are the two.
Yeah,
in
and then there's
Heart
Raikou.
Gold, right? Yeah.
And then there's Suicune was fucking cool. Those guys are all cool in fucking Melee, dude. Super Smash Bros. Melee. You get fucking Suicune and he just goes
It sounds similar to that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the one. There's what about Digimon though? Do you know anything about Digimon? You ever play those?
I like watched it before, but I never really played.
I think it's weird that they speak.
They speak. They
They
talk
talk
English?
like people do. Yeah,
What?
like Meowth does. Yeah, you didn't know that?
That was weird too. Was Meowth was I didn't understand why he could talk, but it must have something to do. They must have some kind of secret technology.
I think it's really weird that they wanted Gilbert Gottfried as the voice beforehand, and they couldn't get him. I think it would have been a lot better for his career.
It would have
if
been
he was
way
Meowth.
better. Yeah.
That's right, Ash.
That's a big boost right there.
Meowth, that's right.
If you could land the Meowth role. Fucking stay up all night, just fucking nervous.
And I
about
was
it.
fucking the wheezing up the ass.
He's awesome, man.
Yeah, it was I like Persian a lot when I play because he uses payday and you can just get like double money, or it's
Yeah.
like you get like time and a half.
Yeah.
Or
And he
something
was
like
in
that.
he was the bad guy in 300. The guy that played Meowth.
Yeah. Yeah, he was.
Bolo Santosi from fucking Just Cause 2
Whatever happened to that movie? How come they didn't make games?
for 300.
Yeah.
They made one game and it was for PSP and it was really, really bad.
It's always a fucking
It's
handheld.
always a handheld game, bro. It's really bad. I remember it, and I only remember it being really bad.
like all of the movies that I'm like, why didn't they make a game? It always turns out they made like a DS game or some shit. Or Game Boy
Sometimes the
Advance.
fucking handheld ones kick ass. Like
Drake and Josh.
yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, it's always Game Boy Advance. Game Boy Advance had a huge catalog.
Yeah, there was a fucking there was an X-Men Wolverine game that they had. It was X2 Wolverine's Revenge. They
Did you
had
ever play X-Men Legends?
Of course I
That
did.
game is wicked good.
Of course I did.
That game is incredible.
But the fucking Wolverine's Revenge for Game Boy was way better than Wolverine's Revenge for console. It was just a 2D side-scrolling beat 'em up for Game Boy, and it
that's
was
what you
infinitely
want.
better
That's what you need.
than a fucking like beat 'em up stealth action platformer.
I
that
used to
just
play
didn't
NHL
work.
Hits on my Game Boy Advance SP.
No, the best is like playing when you would get when you get a handheld game and you would get one of those cartridges that was just all the Atari or not all the Atari games, all the arcade games like
Yeah.
Midway Arcade, and you would just have like Joust and Defender and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And that was like, well, if I can only play one game, I'm just gonna bring this. This
Play
is
all of them.
18 games.
Yeah.
And then you play Joust for 3 minutes, and you're like, what the fuck am I doing?
Yeah, after a while, you could like load a bunch of games onto a cartridge. or
That
some
was
shit.
sick. I remember, and I want to get one again because it was so cool. But the PlayStation Vita was sick for that.
There's a whole market of that kind of shit now. They'll sell you like handhelds that
Our
are
emulators.
preloaded. Yeah.
I've thought about saving up and getting like a really nasty one.
I don't know. Like to me, it's like I have my phone, so can't I just emulate whatever I want? For the most part, any retro games you can.
Yeah, but I want my phone to not have a dead battery all the time. That's like the biggest issue.
My phone has a huge screen though, so like I love the fucking being able to, like, Pokemon looks great on that because it's a big blown up fucking screen. When I was a kid, it was like this.
Yeah, but it was better resolution as a kid when it was a tiny screen. It was tighter. The frame rate was more crisp. It was playing on like a action monitor. Like
it wasn't as blocky looking either.
No, you know what was sick
Things
was
were
with
more-
the fat Game Boy Advance. You could hit the triggers and it would go 4x3,
Oh, yeah.
16:9, and stretch the shit out of the fucking
Yeah,
picture.
because the games weren't designed for that. It just had a compatibility thing where it was back compatible. Game Boy, the SP was great because it could play everything, and it had a backlight screen and it was folding.
It was clamshell.
Yeah, it was sick. Yeah, that was the last one I think they did, right? Game Boy.
The Game Boy Micro. Remember that
That doesn't
motherfucker?
count.
It was like super tiny.
Yeah, that's not.
But yeah, after that SP,
It's
they
where
did the
it
DS.
stopped
The
evolving.
first DS is hilariously obtuse. It looks so stupid in hindsight. And then they made the good one, which was the DS Lite. That one was sick.
I didn't have the light. I had a purple DS.
That sucks. I had a DS.
Or wait, not a DS.
I had a DSi.
Wait,
That had the camera. Remember that one?
what was the light? What was the difference?
It had a light in it. The original DS didn't have a
It didn't have a
backlight.
backlight?
No.
Okay, maybe I had that then. No, I had a 3DS.
Yeah.
I had the Nebula one.
That makes sense. I had the
I still have it. It's in there. It's in the
I
other
had the
room.
Legend of Zelda one. And then I also had the Super Nintendo one.
I should
sold
pull that
both of them.
DS out. I should
That's
start
cool.
playing.
That'd be cool.
Start playing NHL hits.
That game is so good. I loved. Oh, you know what was sick was I had Mortal Kombat 1, 2, and 3 on the PSP when I was a kid, like the arcade ones. That was sick. Playing old school fucking fighting games.
I still have my SP too. It's the silver one.
Oh, you should get Guitar Hero for the DS. Remember that?
I had that.
Do you remember that? Remember how fucking awful that was?
It was so bad. Yeah. So the DS one. Okay, the DS one. There was another one though. There was another Guitar Hero on tour. It was
there was
called.
on tour for the DS.
Is it the same one? There was an attachment, wasn't there?
Yeah, it plugged into the SP card slot.
I think that's why I have carpal tunnel.
No, because you played that. How long did you play the fucking DS one? That one's so bad.
It's really bad.
For those of you that are watching, you literally had to play it like this. You had to like hold it and strum it like you were like strumming a fucking composition notebook that was the size of your
buttons
palm.
are here, so you're almost pushing. You're pushing.
You're pushing directly
forward.
down. Like you're literally. It's not made for adults.
No, it really isn't. And then you strum the screen.
And fuck your screen up. You fuck your screen up wicked bad. Bless you.
Almost sneezed again.
We gotta play Guitar Hero.
Yeah, that one was tough. I don't know what happened to that peripheral that I had for that, but
Well, the fucking really funny thing was that they came out with Guitar Hero on tour, and it was this whole thing. And then like the very next model of DS didn't have the fucking Game Boy Advance port anymore. So then like
yeah,
you were fucked. They stopped, and then they
eliminated
immediately
that.
stopped making them. You bought this fucking peripheral for Guitar Hero for the DS, and then like literally a year later, they were like, yeah, it doesn't.
that's always a tough thing though. Like, because like people would like buy. I had a PS2 guitar and I had the Xbox One also. So like, it was. They were not compatible. So you'd go over to somebody's house and you'd want to bring your guitar, but like fucking yours is a USB and the other one's a PS2 port for some reason.
Do you remember? So I had a PS3, and I remember the PS3 ones were weird because they had dongles. It was a USB dongle. It couldn't just natively connect to the console.
Yeah, the wireless ones, a lot of them like were fucking kind of. They would eat batteries too.
Oh, big
Bad.
time. Yep, it was really stupid.
I have
because,
a wireless one, but my other one's wired.
The really good Xbox ones were wired, and then the PS3 ones I would literally go through like a 12-pack of batteries in like
The
a
Guitar
week.
Hero 3 one's still the best, like the black.
The black Les Paul.
Yep,
That's unmatched.
yeah, that one's so good.
When I got that one, because that's the one that had Slash, and I remember when I got that Guitar Hero 3 for Christmas, my dad got me the fucking guitar like shell that was fucking Slash, like red. It was fucking so sick,
Oh,
dude.
yeah.
Guitar Hero was so sick. That was like peak. We probably said it before, but that was like peak, just phenomenon. There won't. I don't know if they'll. It was like
Dude,
Linsanity.
everyone was playing.
It was like Linsanity, but for guitars.
everyone like was at least playing. Like they wanted to at least play it, you know. Even if they were playing on easy or whatever, they still played it.
I remember, I think I talked about this before, but it's one of my favorite stories where I got Guitar Hero for Christmas. And, like, we went back to school after Christmas was over, and I remember I was stuck on fucking, like, the third set of songs in Guitar Hero 3, and I was stuck on it on, like, medium. And I remember I came home from school, and I got home, and my mom had, like, beaten Guitar Hero while I was at school that day. Like... I left it on or whatever, and she like just sat there and was like, "Yeah, sure," and just fucking shredded it.
And she's going, wow,
Yeah. I remember she just like you looked up like "Hit Me with Your Best Shot" by like Pat Benatar, and it was just like the top 18 scores were all just my mom's fucking score. That shit was sick. Actually, you know what was cool too was when Guitar Hero World Tour came out with that guitar, and it had the little touchpad at the bottom.
Yeah, the touch one where you could kind of like slide your finger
It didn't
around.
work though. It did not work.
It really didn't. No.
And then,
and also it was hard to use because you had to only use it on hammer-ons. There were sections too that it would like show you that you're like, okay, you can use it now.
I remember being pissed.
There was another one too though. Didn't Rock Band do something similar to that? Like
yeah,
have another set of buttons.
They had fretboards at the bottom.
Yeah, another
that
set
would like
at the
automatically hit, but it was only during solos.
Yeah, and they were less. It wasn't inlaid. They were like flat with the fretboard.
Yeah. Rock Band guitars fucking sucked though, because their buttons were like inlaid into the fucking fretboard. They looked cooler. They didn't look like a video game guitar from a distance.
I'm trying to think of how they were,
but they didn't feel good. It felt like using a laptop keyboard.
I didn't care about that. The fretting
felt like a MacBook.
I just didn't like the picking on it.
Yeah, there's no click.
It wasn't as clicky. Like there was, but it wasn't.
There was no click.
It wasn't.
Yeah, the click you were doing with your mouth.
No. Well, there was a click, but it was just very, very. It was a much fainter thing, and it didn't feel the same. It didn't have the impact like the. You really want the.
You
fucking...
couldn't get into rhythm with the Rock Band guitar.
Yeah, you almost have like a metronome with the Guitar Hero.
We're playing Guitar Hero when we're done. It's happening.
I think we did it when Dave was here when we were shooting like one of the first episodes of the wrestling show.
Hammer. Yeah, we have to because I've been craving it. We've been playing fucking the Fortnite Rock Band, and it's the worst.
How the fuck have we talked for an hour and 20 minutes? All we've talked about is Pokemon and YouTube guys.
Yeah, it's all good.
That's wild. It's been an hour.
We went actually probably way too not long enough on Pokemon. We went a good time on Pokemon.
Yeah, well, the reality is we could probably keep going on Pokemon if we had to, but
yeah, but we're on Guitar Hero now. We'll probably get back to Pokemon
we're
in a
far
second.
past that. Yeah.
Just
clips are gonna be fucking an hour. They're gonna be like hour-long clips.
That works it for me. I'll never forget when I could never play Guitar Hero on anything harder than medium. I was scared to add the 5th button because when you get to hard mode,
I always
add the
say
orange, right?
Like when you learn hard, expert isn't that much harder.
No.
Because like you already know all the buttons now.
And that was the thing. I remember I was playing with Wes, and we were getting ready to have a guys' night, and I had never played it on anything harder than medium before. And he was like, "We are not playing like Guitar Hero and Rock Band tonight. You're not playing on medium. You have to at least play on hard." Because there was something about getting high scores. We were trying to get high scores or something, and you couldn't actually get a certain score high enough if anybody played on.
Yeah, because there's less.
You had to play on expert in order to get like, and then also it's just way more fun to play on expert.
And I get more confused playing medium because there's extra beats that I'm like, I have to hit something here.
Yep.
Especially if I know the song.
But yeah, shout out to Wes because we did a fucking whole workshop and like literally we by the end of like that 2-hour fucking drill session, we were like, I was set. I was playing fucking One by Metallica on expert.
Yeah. The end of that is kind of tough.
Yeah, so that's one of the ones we're doing. There's a Metallica event going on in Fortnite. So every day there's like 12 different Metallica songs added to this fucking Rock Band game mode that they have.
I think I had Guitar Hero Metallica.
That's the hardest one. I think
my favorite one I thought was Rock the 80s was fucking wicked good. Rock the 80s was like after 2.
But before 3.
Yeah, and it was like kind of an expansion.
I really am biased, but 3 was my number one for sure.
Three's the best one out of all of them.
I think it is. There was the first one with the guitar battles. That was like the Mario Kart.
I just really liked mostly it was just the soundtrack. I liked
the fretboard was the best.
Yeah, but the 80s one had a sick fucking track list.
The one that was Guitar Hero but Rock Band World Tour, that one was fucking cool.
That one's pretty
because
good
that
too.
added the cymbals to the drums.
Yeah.
So that was immediately. Excuse me.
Yeah, you can. I think you can hook up like a. I could probably hook up my drum kit to that, like an electronic drum kit, because that's all it is MIDI input. It's just you're just triggering an input. There's probably a way to map that into a computer or something. But that was like a huge fucking deal, man. Rock Band was like, I remember like the last days of school one year, it might have been like my junior or sophomore year or something. We like would spend like a bunch of periods, and it's like we would skip the fucking periods and go to the music hallway, and like in one of the practice rooms we had a Guitar Hero thing set up. We were just playing that, and man, like there was only a couple people that were like really good at it, and we knew who they were, so we wanted to play against them and shit.
That was the shit, man. I like the meme is like 1v1 me on Rust, but really it should be 1v1 me on Impulse by Endless Sporadic.
Yeah.
And then let's see
It
what fucking
always
happens.
ended up being Hangar 18. What's the other one? Hangar 18 was a big head-to-head one that a lot of people wanted.
That was a good one. The Metal.
Yeah.
I loved Cult of Personality.
Dude, Cult of Personality is the most fun to play. That's definitely the best one. Because all the solos are pretty like easy to play.
Yeah.
And it like just feels good to play that one.
And you get to think about CM Punk the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Welcome to the Jungle.
I'm not a Guns N' Roses guy. I don't like Guns N' Roses.
That's weird as fuck, dude.
It never appealed to me. They had like, I just felt like their Appetite for Destruction was like their big album when they broke out, right?
Yeah, that's like their only good album, really.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying.
But
how many tracks are good on that album?
All of them.
I don't.
That
think
whole
so.
album is
There's
banger
what?
after
There's
banger
what,
after
2?
banger.
And
No,
then-
get out of my fucking face
There's
with
what,
that.
like 2?
Get out of
and
my
then
fucking face with that.
There's like
you
2
already
good tracks, and they're not even like that good. Okay, so Sweet Child of Mine, they don't even like that song. That got them huge, and they fucking hate.
You
that
got
song.
Sweet Child of Mine, you got Paradise City, you got Mr. Brownstone, you got Think About You, you got My Michelle, you got Night Train, you got Welcome to the Jungle, you got Out to Get Me, you got It's So Easy.
Yeah, but Paradise City's not that good, and like Welcome to the Jungle is their only good song, I think. That's how I look at it. I never fucking really, I don't know. I wasn't a big fan of that.
I think Rocket Queen is on that album too.
It's just I don't know. I didn't see the appeal.
That's fucked up. I actually can't believe that, man.
Yeah.
You just don't. What do you mean you don't get the appeal? You like Guitar Hero Rock the 80s, but you don't like Guns N' Roses?
Yeah.
Guns N' Roses is like you take all of hair metal and then distill it down to its fucking most violent and abrasive form, and that's what Guns N' Roses is.
Yeah.
They were like a hair metal band that hated hair metal. It was awesome.
Nah.
They were like the Bad Boy Pistons of hair metal.
I don't think it's not gonna.
They were like the Jailblazers, bro. They were like the Oakland Raiders of fucking metal. Of glam bands. It was the perfect bridge between hair metal and grunge was Guns N' Roses.
Nah.
They're like a bridge quarterback, you know? They're like when you go from like Brett Favre to Jordan Love, you have Aaron Rodgers as the bridge quarterback. You know?
just to fill in.
When you have Van Halen to Nirvana, you have Guns N' Roses as the bridge.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I actually No, there's no band that from the 80s that's cooler than Guns N' Roses other than maybe Tears for Fears.
From the 80s? There's no band that's cooler than Guns N' Roses?
Yep, besides maybe Tears
What do
for
you mean?
Fears.
John Bon Jovi.
No, he started in the 70s.
All right, well, I didn't know it was when we started. I thought it was like when they...
Yep.
What about Skid Row?
That was no.
Rat?
Is that the one with
Rat was
with Michelangelo
bad.
Bedio, or is that Nitro?
What Michelangelo Bedio was not.
What band was he in?
I don't know, actually, now that I think about it.
I think it was Nitro.
Yeah, maybe.
That's the coolest band ever.
No, I think
Dream Theater?
it's probably... Dude, Rat was badass.
Guns N' Roses is cooler than Dream Theater. If you're going to be looking at fucking bands that are on cool factor, Dream Theater is more talented and has more interesting
Why?
songs.
Because he wears a top hat or something?
No, you're thinking of Slash. You're not thinking of the whole group.
That is the group.
No, there's 4 other guys.
No, that's why they got big, because he wears a top hat. And then everybody's like, oh, wow, cool, he wears a top hat. And then that's why he's big now. And that's why Guns N' Roses is big, because he wears a top hat. That was the main appeal. And then they said, going on the ground and go on the ground and they said that, and then everybody's like, that guy has a top hat, dude. That's fucking sick. And then he had his guitar down low and stuff. It's like Buckethead. Like he was, he's only cool because he's wearing a bucket on his head. You
That's
know what I'm
also not true.
It actually isn't true. That one actually isn't true.
Neither of those things.
What about Guar?
Yeah, Guar.
Are they only cool because they wear masks?
No, Guar is pretty
And
cool.
Slipknot?
Slipknot didn't start in the 80s.
No, but I'm saying like guys who are cool only because they wear masks or whatever. Like Bon Jovi.
Is Slipknot cooler than Guar?
Oh man, that's tough. Like they're both so cringy to me, but yes, yeah, I think Guar is like, oh man, Guar is tough for me.
Is Guar a band that people actually like?
Yes, yeah,
Like on purpose?
yeah. We know people that like Guar. I've been trying to get into fucking black metal lately because I never really got into black metal. I skipped over that. Yeah. I listen to like Dissection and like Immortal and stuff like that, but like I didn't get into like some of the other deeper black metal bands. I have like a decent playlist of things I got to listen to so far, but
that makes me so happy. So I don't listen to metal anymore, but I do still listen to black metal, and I love black metal. It's my favorite. There's Gorgoroth, there's Emperor, there's Dope Throne.
Yeah, I've listened to Gorgoroth, Behemoth.
Yep.
But like
Dope Throne, I think might be confusing.
I never really got into like a lot of deeper black metal. It wasn't as on my radar as like at the time I liked technical death metal. I was more into like I don't know, fucking Decapitated and shit. Necrophagist and
No, sorry, Dope Throne. I'm a fucking dumbass. Dope Throne is a fucking album by Electric Wizard. It's not a black metal band. Yeah. No, there's a lot of black metal that's out there that's really good. Yeah, it's fucking fun as hell.
It's like a fine line for me because I like some of it that it sound like I don't like when the black metal sounds too drowned out. Like the vocals sound very drowned out sometimes. Like they sound like his mic is back here and he's going.
See, I kind of like that.
It's like I don't know if I really like it because I want to hear the vocals.
I mean, I like both. Don't get me wrong, but I do like it when it sounds like
that's
far away.
It makes it seem like it's just part of the vibe, which is part of black metal from what I've.
It's big time. Like the live show experience is what I went to a black metal show with our friends, the Berlins, back in the day, and then I was hooked completely, and I was like, I have to just listen. I have to listen to and learn about. Shout out to Mark and Aaron, by the way. I love you guys. Fucking, I had to like download all the.
I remember some
black
cool
metal
like bands that at shows like that we would go to that. Like black metal bands where you're like, yeah, this is fucking cool. But like it also felt like they were just playing like the D and the G chords and going
yeah.
And fucking doing like little half step changes the whole time. And you're like, okay, well, I get it, but it's a very it's like a vibier metal though, is what it seems like.
It's like the post punk, the post funk of metal. I have no idea what I'm talking about. It's like the neo punk.
The way I don't know. There's a lot of different.
It's just an evolution for me. It's the fucking Rhyperior of black metal, or it's the Rhyperior of metal. Like it's just like when I think of metal on a spectrum, on one end of the spectrum it's Black Sabbath. That's the very lightest you can go to for metal.
Yeah, so
and even further left of that is Helter Skelter by the Beatles. But if you go actual metal,
so you're saying Eevee is Black Sabbath.
Yeah.
Black Sabbath is Eevee, right?
Mhm.
And then you have like Vaporeon, Jolteon, Flareon.
Yeah. But it has to be more than that because, like, I think black metal would be just whatever. Black metal's like you have Eevee and all those things, and black metal is like Porygon. You know what I mean?
Okay. But it's like the way that metal goes is it's very split. It's split off in so many ways. I don't think there's anything with more subgenres than metal music. And I think that's because of the fans. They want to like categorize things bad
Because everybody wants to be listening to the most underground shit.
Yeah, exactly. And they make up their own shit. They're like, this is metalcore. And you're like, it's just metal. Like, what are you talking about? That's just metal. Like,
I love, I was reading a thing on the metal subreddit about Black Sabbath, and they were like, well, actually, technically, Black Sabbath would be considered classic rock. It's actually, it wouldn't be, though.
And it was never considered classic rock.
Have you
ever.
listened? Like,
you know what is classic rock, though? Well, it could be classic rock now. What do you call classic rock, though? Because here's the thing. Classic rock it's a very difficult to define.
It's a vibe. It's not a genre.
Yeah, it kind of is, yeah.
I would put the Black Keys on a classic rock radio station. You wouldn't find Black Sabbath, but you would find the Black Keys.
You also find Green Day on fucking classic rock now.
Sure. 121 guns.
But that wasn't classic rock to me.
But it's a vibe. Black Sabbath doesn't give the vibe of classic rock. You're not going to be driving through Mississippi with your windows down listening to War Pigs.
I know, but to me,
Joe Dirt, you're not going to have
Day,
blacks. If you're not going to put it on Joe Dirt's soundtrack, it's not classic rock.
Green Day doesn't give me a classic rock vibe.
I would see Green Day more so than Black Sabbath. Wake me up when September ends.
I don't think so.
Yeah, dude.
No.
They started in the 80s.
I think Metallica's closer to classic rock than Black Sabbath is.
I would agree with that. It has to be the Black Album, though. It's
Ride
funny.
the Lightning is their best album.
It is, but
it just is.
It's funny when you talk to some people that are like, yeah, I like Metallica, and then you play old Metallica, and they're like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
Like you play like the really, really thrashy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah, it was wicked good too.
Like I actually because of this whole Fortnite thing, I was re-listening to Metallica, and I re-listened to Death Magnetic, which is
I've never listened to all of it.
It's actually a nasty album.
So that was like
2008.
It was 2008?
2008, 2007, yeah. I bought Death Magnetic and Metal Gear Solid 4 on the same day. So sick. Wicked sick day. I had Death Magnetic, Metal Gear Solid 4, and I had Taco Bell.
Which one's so Saint Anger came out before that?
In the 90s, like 94, yeah. Sure.
I kind of stopped after that.
No, Death Magnetic is cool. So it was like Metallica was like, hey, let's try and do our own version of Opeth. Because all the songs on Death Magnetic are like 9 minutes long.
I don't know. I always liked Ride the Lightning because it was like Ride the Lightning was like where they were thrash, but also right where they were transitioning into what they were going to do with like Black Album and all that shit. Like you could see the change there. And the guitar tones were awesome on that fucking album. And it was really heavy too. Yeah,
any of the Metallica songs that are also in Doom are the best ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's that song? Is that Master of Puppets? Or is that Seek and Destroy? No, Seek and Destroy is that was like the first song. That was like one of the first songs I ever learned on guitar.
It's like a lot of their shit is overplayed, and I think that's part of the problem that people like get that.
It's his voice, bro. It's the voice. It's the same reason people get sick of the Chili Peppers.
I guess, but it wasn't. Voice. It was like a different thing back then, you know. It wasn't.
Seek and Destroy.
He was
Who's that? Who's their singer? Nigel
Thornberry. Yeah, it was Nigel Thornberry.
Kirk
Hammett. Well, here's the thing. I felt like I think vocally he was changing things. James
Hetfield is the singer.
It's James Hetfield is the singer, yeah.
Okay.
Lead guitarist and vocalist. Kirk Hammett's the other guitarist. And then obviously you have Lars. You know what I'm saying? The old Lars. But I felt like that genre was changing. Like at that time it was just a complete and total like off the path type of thing.
And then, you had your time there, and then you had the Aaron Rodgers phase with Guns N' Roses, and now we have System of a Down.
Which was, and it was just a phase.
Do you think out of all the bands that exist, I think System of a Down would be the most fun to take back in time? I think it'd be fun to take System of a Down and just plop them into like Vietnam era. They'd feel actually pretty solidly in place there. I feel like their lyrics and message would transfer.
It would all apply.
It would all apply pretty well.
Yeah, it's all very war genocide oriented.
Yeah, let's get a Vietnam era System of a Down album going. That'd be sick.
Yeah, there was a Reddit thread earlier that I saw that was like, what was like heavy music to you when you were a kid? And I was like, Linkin Park, System of a Down,
Nine Inch
fucking like
Nails.
Trapped.
I remember I thought Lamb of God was the craziest shit in the world when I first started listening to them. I was like 11 or 12, and I was like, wow, this is scary.
Yeah,
And
that's
now-
why when I started listening to like Decapitated, it was like a totally different. That was like that broke the boundary there. And then you like start listening to Death and fucking that kind of shit, like
Oceano.
classic death rock,
Opeth.
classic death metal.
First time I heard In Mist She Was Standing, I became a man.
Dude, I didn't like Opeth at first.
Crazy.
Wasn't really big on it, and then
Well, I didn't like it at first because the first Opeth I heard was all their it was like their
Morning
progressive
Rise type
stuff.
Yeah.
No, it was like their clean vocals. It was like, Ghost Reveries.
Oh,
I prefer the older stuff.
Morning
Rise
Reveries
is
is
sick.
my favorite. One of my favorite. It's probably my favorite album.
Ever?
I think
Of all time?
no, it would be my favorite Opeth album. It's up there, all time.
Morning
But,
Rise is my favorite. That has Black Rose Immortal on it.
Yeah,
That-
Watershed is really good. Watershed was underrated, I thought.
Watershed is funny because it is literally a Watershed album. Because that's like really where Watershed is the Aaron Rodgers of Opeth albums. That's where they transitioned their fucking
Yeah.
their shit.
What was after that? Heritage?
Yeah, and before it was Blackwater.
Yeah, Blackwater is good too.
Blackwater is really cool. The Funeral Portrait, bro. That song's sick. I
I like a lot of their chill stuff, like Patterns in the Ivy and those like Hope Leaves and Isolation Years, like those kind of songs. They're like very like vibey and acoustic, clean type of shit, which is basically what all of Damnation was. But Deliverance was like when they started figuring that out. I feel like they split those two genres with Damnation and Deliverance. And they were like, we can do this. This is what we do. Like, we can do both of these things. And it's fucking awesome.
I don't know. I like Orchid a lot. Orchid. I mean, I like all of Opeth, but there's specifically once he was like, we're just gonna do prog rock from now on. I'm like, take it easy, babe.
That was my main. That was the main era that I was listening to from them. Yeah, it was weird because like I didn't get into Opeth until after Blackwater Park came out. And then the first release I remember when I knew who they were was Watershed. Which feels like it wasn't long ago.
Disturbed was another band.
Oh, Disturbed.
That I
and,
thought was super heavy.
Limp Bizkit, Korn.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that would be sick.
yeah,
I don't know. That's about all I got.
yeah. I feel like we're going long here.
Yeah, I'm like really itching to play fucking Guitar Hero. I'm not gonna front.
Yeah.
7 o'clock.
We
don't
covered
have,
nothing.
We don't have that much time.
We covered enough.
I don't know. I had actually notes, but I didn't talk about anything. See if there's anything important I wanted to bring up. Oh, I did talk about one. Wicked cool that you can export your players to Madden from college football. I wanted to say that because that's wicked fucking awesome.
It's funny. That is the other thing I wanted to talk about.
That's a game changer for me.
It's going to be a problem because I want to get it. I don't have a next-gen console, but you do, so we'll be able to play it here together. However, you know what else I found out is that 2K, NBA 2K25, PC is finally going to be getting the next-gen version of the fucking game.
Oh.
It's been...
Took too long, for sure.
It's literally been... How long has the PS5 been out for? 4 years?
Yeah, probably about that. Maybe.
So it's been it's like 4 or 5 years behind. They're still putting the PS4 version of 2K on PC. They're finally now putting the PS5 version.
What's crazy is we're starting to near the end of this generation already.
Yep. But that's how they fucking get you.
Yep.
So
that's awesome.
I just bought 2K24 because it's super cheap. And then they just announced yesterday that 25 is going to be next gen version. I'm like, great. Oh, well.
Well, yeah, that's awesome.
Work the overtime.
But I now have to buy both of those games, the Madden game and college football.
Yeah.
Which sucks because I was actually struggling to decide between them, but
just get both.
I'm gonna get both. And EA's gonna.
Did you see some of the shit though? And I'm not sure if it's in the full game or not, but some of the stuff that guys like not the expert and people were saying is that like, you can't edit players' names, appearances, or numbers, or attributes. Like all the players' abilities and stuff are all set in stone. You can't customize or add. And I don't know if that was just for like the trial, demo, beta.
I kind of like that
release.
I kind of like that though.
That you can't edit the rosters at all.
Yeah. Because it puts the spotlight on scouting. You have to find the good players. You have to sift through and find them. I think I almost would want it in Madden because then you go it puts more emphasis on your draft.
Yeah, but what I like to do is I like to go in and I like to make it so like our dads are this is what I do. Our dads are the coaches of SU. Okay. And then it's like me, you, Wes, the guys, and our other friends, and I put all of us at different skill positions on either offense or defense. And then I play out the seasons that way, and I see if I can win like 4 championships. Why? Because it's more fun that way. You know? I don't like actually scouting and shit. I don't want to do that. Yeah, but
isn't it
I like what I'm doing right now, and I'm playing College Hoops 2K8. What I did was
I feel like it's weird that I'm not in any video games. Like I'm not licensed in any video games, but I am in most of your video games.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, actually, people don't know that I play sports games, and I spend most of my time just making fake rosters with me and my friends and putting us in drafts and stuff. But what I'll do is my favorite shit is with NBA 2K with the player DNA because you can download people's fucking AI play styles. So and Dave can attest to this too, but I'll do it to Seth every now and then. I'll be like, dude, name 2 random NBA players and combine them. And Dave one day was like Jason Williams and Ron Artest. And I was like, oh, fuck.
Clyde Drexler.
I think
Muggsy Bogues.
I'll have to check the text, but Dave and I were joking about how the most dangerous player of all time would be just a combination of Meta World Peace and white chocolate. That would just be the scariest guy ever.
That could be cool.
Yeah. But yes, that's what I'll do. But so you won't be able to do that in NCAA new football. You won't be able to do...
You can't put our dads in it.
You can't put our dads in the game.
Damn it.
Well, wait a minute. If you can play as your own coach, we could play as our dads. But we can't do my cool fantasy of me and you are the number 1 and 2 running backs at SU and we go for 2,000 yards each.
Oh, that's true.
I'll do shit like that where it's me, you, and Wes run the triple option at SU and nobody else gets to touch the ball ever. It's the most fun. It's just the most fun.
Yeah.
But what I did was for College Hoops 2K8, I actually went through and I found all of the best players from that year. And that year was Johnny Flynn, Eric Devendorf, fucking Paul Harris, Arinze Anawaku, Andy Routens. That was a crazy SU year. That was when they had the 6 OT game against UConn.
Yeah.
So that's the
6 OT is crazy.
Do you remember that shit?
Yeah.
That shit was crazy.
I fucking hate that kind of like it's great, but like man, I remember like there was an Angels game that I was watching and they're West Coast, so it's already starting at like 10.
Yep.
And it went into like the 13th or 14th inning or some shit. And I was up till like 3 in the morning watching this fucking game because it's hard to stop. And that was before the extra base rule or before the second base runner rule.
Yeah,
You get like a ghost runner at second now.
There was that happened with, and funny you mentioned baseball. That happened with the Cubs World Series. There was a rain delay in like extra innings, and I don't think the game actually ended until like 3:30 in the morning.
That's ridiculous. Well, I actually was thinking earlier I might just like not watch the Angels anymore. They're so bad, and they're perennially bad, and they will not sell the team.
They got rid of Ohtani,
and I just don't know who to even watch. Like, because it's like I haven't watched baseball basically at all this year. I like the Mets. I've always liked the Mets, but they're bad too. So it's like I don't know. Like, and it's weird to like have to like change teams. You know, but man, it's like they're just so poorly run.
You could always root for the Yankees.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah, you could.
No.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Why not?
Because the Yankees have beaten the Angels too many times, and I've seen it happen.
Everybody's beaten the Angels too many times.
I know, but the Yankees always beat the Angels. It feels like
everybody always beats the Angels.
Except for,
I don't think they've been in the. When's the last?
What about the A's? You know what I mean? What about the A's?
The A's. Well, the only reason the Angels beat the A's is because they have more letters.
Not in their logo. The A's actually have more.
Okay. Well, Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim.
It's too many words, first of all. Just be the Anaheim Angels.
Just be a Yankees fan. Join the dark. Are you not going to be a Yankees fan because your dad's a Yankees fan?
He's an Angels fan.
Your dad's an Angels fan? That's really weird.
Yeah. I used to watch Angels in the Outfield when I was a kid, and that was why I started watching them. And it's just like Angels in the Outfield right now because the Angels they were terrible in that movie. And that was why they needed all the help, you know, from the gods, from the angels.
Yeah, the best part about Angels in the Outfield is you can make that movie at any point in time.
Yeah,
during the Angels'
exactly.
history, and it would
it's
fit.
just like
except 1 year.
Dad.
There's 1 year where the Angels won, right, with Vlad Guerrero.
They won in 2002.
2002.
Yeah, Vlad Guerrero.
You know what's wicked funny? You know who won after that? Remember the Chicago White Sox won a World Series? Did you remember that?
No, when was this?
Like 2005.
The White Sox.
The White Sox won a World Series.
Maybe.
When we were kids. Isn't that weird?
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
That's really
They're
weird.
not. The White Sox are like a weird franchise because they're so old.
But they're Chicago. And they're not the Cubs, though. It's weird to me.
Yeah. There's a lot of places that have two teams in baseball. Which is kind of... I don't know. I get it because the markets are big. But I always like the Rockies for some reason.
Their logo is cool.
Yeah, like I felt like the purple and black's cool looking.
And they fucking get multiple dingers every game because of the air.
Yeah, the air is so fucking
I
thin.
love there's a really fun game that you can play where if you go through Baseball Reference and you have to find I don't know if you have, I think you might have to be a premium subscriber now, but you can sort the filter and look at guys that only played in Colorado for like 1 year, and almost all of them hit their career high home run totals the 1 year they played in Colorado.
Yeah. And their average exit velocity is like 90. And it's
I can't remember who it is. There's a guy that played in the 90s, and he had like, it was like 11, 12, 13, 12, 11, and then like 35, and then like 11, 10, 9, 10.
Yeah, because it's just, for some reason, just a pop fly to left carries way longer.
It's so fun. Dude, old base, like specifically 90s baseball stats are so fun. 90s baseball shit. And like every guy that played baseball in the 90s just looked like one of our dads.
Mm-hmm.
It's so weird.
Yeah, just Mark McGuire looking
Every
guys.
single player that played baseball when we were kids looked like a
They
dad.
mustached, just like they
Yeah.
all mustached. There was a lot of mustaches.
Like, I'm just thinking of all of my friends' dads in my head, and then I put them in baseball uniforms, and I'm like, yeah, that's
Yeah.
the MLB.
That's what it was. They used to have a lot more batting stances too. Different, like unique batting
Who's the
stance.
guy? Was it Euclid
Kevin
from the Red
Youkilis,
Sox that
yeah.
had the one like this?
Yeah. Well, was it? Yeah, who was that? I thought Euclid had the one where he like
Where he was
points it.
upside down.
He points it forward.
Oh, he points it forward.
I think that was him, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, like fucking Qui-Gon Jinn.
Yeah,
yeah, like this.
yeah, kind of a Qui-Gon situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was one that was up like waving.
There was a guy that would do it like this.
Because I would always pick that stance in the bigs for PS3.
Yeah,
My stance would always be like this.
I kind of like Otani's. He kind of holds it out.
My
and it's, like,
favorite,
straight up.
my actual favorite is obviously Ken Griffey Jr.'s.
Ken Griffey Jr. is it's not even close. He's levels above.
Is he the
His
perfect?
swing-
Is he the perfect baseball player?
If I was gonna pick a baseball player, to start my franchise with, it's him. It's Ken Griffey.
Is he better
And-
than Derek Jeter?
Yeah.
Yeah, without a doubt, he is. Yes.
To answer any of the guys we're about to name are better than any of the Yankees you can name,
I just
except
thought,
maybe A-Rod.
Like Griffey just had like the perfect swing.
Yeah. You know, people fucking disrespect A-Rod a lot because he was a bad guy on the Derek Jeter Yankees, but A-Rod was the best player on all those teams. And it's really unfortunate because so many other players cheated and got forgiven. Maybe A-Rod will be forgiven, I don't know, but A-Rod was absolutely insane to watch.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, but you also had just teams literally winning the World Series because they cheated. You know.
right, exactly. So like, how about you put Pete Rose in the fucking Hall of Fame and you take
Yeah.
away the Astros World Series
And
ring,
just
and
ban
nobody
Altuve.
gets hurt. Nobody gets hurt.
Yeah, just ban Altuve, and everybody's happy.
It is insane.
He's
that
a
they,
straight
they,
up heel.
They
Dude.
legit cheated.
Yeah,
cheated,
and everybody
cheated.
goes, and
Yeah,
everybody goes.
whatever.
That's I see the footage. Yes, we know that they cheated, and then they go,
And that was like one of the last. That was one of the most. The last like really really good Yankee seasons where they went to the ALCS that year and lost.
yeah, it's just
because
they
they cheated.
fucked a bunch of teams. They
Yeah.
fucked a bunch of teams, and very clearly did that, and it wasn't even deniable. You're hearing literally you're hearing the bangs on the broadcast.
Yep, shit's whack.
God damn.
But yeah, so next time we'll be on.
And a high deep drive by
Oh
Castellanos.
my god, yeah. And I don't think I'm ever going to put this headset on again. I consider myself a man of faith and pride, and if there's anybody out there that I heard, I just want to let you know I
And
deeply
Castellanos,
apologize.
it's
And that's a line drive to deep left field by Castellanos, and that'll make it a 4-3 ball game. Yeah, I don't know what the next option is for me here, folks. No, the best was like, did I send you that that compilation of the Castellanos? Like, it's like literally
Yeah.
8 minutes of him hitting dingers in the middle of
On
shit.
every tragedy.
Like, there's a fucking school shooting, a fucking plane crash, a fucking, like, a former player died, or, like, a
Yeah.
fucking baby is, like,
something bad
born
happened
with
in the
6
news.
limbs.
Yeah, and then he
they're
goes,
like,
and then in his
it's
eyes,
just a deep left drive.
His
to
eyes-
Castellanos.
cartoon flames inside of him, and then he goes,
Yeah,
and it's fucking-
he gets, like, the Monstar aura.
yeah, he literally does. It's fucking crazy.
So, yeah, anyway, we'll see you guys.
All right,
That was
That's
good.
it.
2 hours.
All right, w.gg.
Yeah, dude.
Use
and
promo code ClearShots.
when we get back, Seth is going to be a full-blown Yankees fan. It's going to be
Yeah, well.
awesome.
Uh,
I'm going to get him into Yankees and Guns N' Roses.
yeah, okay. Also go to our store, our online store, check some stuff out.
Or go to our offline store and check some stuff
We don't
in.
have one. We don't have one.
Check some stuff in. Offline. QR code, clear shots.
Yeah, we don't
dot
have.
biz.
That's not real. All right.
Make sure your Bluetooth is on, AirDrop is on.
All right. I'll see you guys in a couple weeks.